Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hot Topics, the podcast, the show where we create, inspire, and
Transform, of course.
there you go. My name is Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD, and natural way and holistic way to always make you feel better. And next to me, like always, my beautiful co-host, Kia Baker.
Hey, family, we are back.
Oh, yes.
If you don't know me by now, my name is Kia Baker, and I am the creator and host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Woman Warrior Stories, and Success Coach at London Real Academy, and also the creator and founder of the Rose Method, my own private coaching that I do for a very select few people at a time and help them achieve a goal. So quickly. So I'm so happy to be back. We took a little break.
Yeah, a big break.
Yeah. We've been a little bit irregular lately because there's been big transitions going on in our lives, right?
Yes.
And I know if you listen, you can hear little sounds going on in the background. And that's Gloria, because Gloria, oh wait, which way are you? Gloria is in the jungle. So
I
at
am in the
night,
jungle.
there's a lot of sounds, right? Oh, hi, Majid. Did I say your name right, honey? Hi, anyway.
Hey, how are you?
So we are so excited to be back. Gloria, you look like you've been having so much fun in your Instagram stories exploring Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Pura vida, pura vida.
Pura vida, baby. I'm feeling that. About that life. So tell me, what has it been like adjusting to a new environment for you?
There's a lot of emotions involved. Like you cry, you happy, you're nervous, you have anxiety, you get a little bit depressed because you're missing your home, and then you realize that this could be forever or could be temporary. But at the moment that you get out in the morning and you hear the sounds of the monkeys and the toucans and all the birds and stuff, it like reconnect you and say, no, this is magical. This is wonderful. And in this moment, if you ask me, I wanna go back to Florida, I would say no.
Wow. You know what? I think that's an amazing point that you made, because this was a dream of yours.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. This is a dream of yours for you to go to Costa Rica and experience life in Costa Rica on a daily basis, and you made it happen. So a few weeks ago, if you missed those episodes, you can go to our Hot Topics Live Facebook page and you can check out all of our previous episodes. But we have some. Hi, Angeline, sweetie. Angeline, we're back next Tuesday on the book. Okay. So Get ready, because we're going live on Instagram. In case you missed it, we're going live on Instagram every Tuesday at 5 p.m. And we took a little break so Gloria could get situated in her new place. And now we're coming back to finish our verbal abuse book series, The Verbally Abusive Relationship by Patricia Evans. And so we'll be continuing that talk on Instagram Live. So we talked before about your goal of moving to Costa Rica, and it was like a lifelong dream, and now you're doing it. But when you got there was a lot of mixed emotions, right? There was homesickness and just this whole roller coaster of emotions that if you think, oh my God, this has been my dream, you don't think you're going to feel sad, right?
Yes. And especially, I'm sorry, my voice is a little bit, I'm sorry. And yesterday when I went to immigration of Costa Rica, I got so emotional and so anxious because I don't know why. It was like, oh my God, I'm doing the right thing. Like I am staying, and this is for real. And everything here is different of the States. The difference is that here you live more and you enjoy more about nature. and everything here is so relaxed and chill. I don't know why my voice is like that. I'm sorry.
You're all good, honey. So I like a slower pace sometimes. And when I moved to the West Coast from Miami, it was such a much more slower pace. And so I kind of like that vibe. I imagine that Costa Rica is even more chill, and it's just like a relaxed like lifestyle.
Yes, here's like a lot of animals, a lot of mosquitoes. The roads are not paved and the roads are very narrow, so you need to know how to drive very well. People here take their time for everything. And when you go to supermarkets, the store, every single person say, pura vida, hi, how are you, cómo está, oh, de Colombia, oh my God, I love Colombians. And it's like the greet all the time. And they also give you the number in case you need them, or if you need information, they give it to you right away, or look for it. You like eating, and one monkey comes into the restaurant, and it's like, it's so different. And so I love this. And I sit down like today in the afternoon before the show, and I have a lot, I'm in the jungle, so I have like a family of monkeys that travels all around the neighborhood. So I hear them all day long. And I've been waking up at 3:40 to meditate. That I didn't do that before in the States. And I just waking up just like that. Like no, like, oh my God, I have to wait. No, like 3:44, I need to get up. And I start meditating, and it's like you start hearing the sounds of the birds and stuff, and that resonates with me. And that is like it's like, oh my God, this is where I come from. This is the reason I'm here, because I'm not a city girl. And I was talking to my mother, because we went to another city today, and it was more city, more people, more tourists, beautiful, but it was not my vibe. And my mom said, oh, I like this vibe. I said, yes, mommy, I know you like this vibe because you like the city more than me. I like the city, but not to live. And I like to be more isolated and connect with nature, and to go to the rivers and the ponds and everything. That is me. So and I know that a lot of things are changing. A lot of miracles are happening. And it's like one after another one after another one. When you connect with nature, you really see a lot of things going on if you really are in the present. So I'm so happy to be here. I'm blessed and happy to be here in the jungle.
I love that you're loving it. That makes me so happy, because you never do know. You can sometimes have a dream, and then when it comes true, you're like, be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean? So that's amazing. So today is a very big day for me. Yesterday actually was a big day too. I was woken up by a phone call from my friend Beverly in Virginia to tell me that I was on the news in Virginia. Yes. And I was actually quoted, and they tweeted about it and everything. And she played it for me so I could hear it over the phone. And then she sent me the link. And I'm going to post it on our Hot Topics Live newsfeed for Facebook. So if you want to see what my newest upcoming project is, you can check this out. And I have also now been officially I'm captured in history, because the panel that we had yesterday was on the 6888, and they were the first all African American unit of females serving in World War II. Right. So spoiler alert. And we were giving a talk about this, and what we're doing is advocating for them to get the Congressional Gold Medal. So
Awesome.
if the more you learn about it, write to your Congress people, if you're in the United States and you happen to be watching this, and write to your members, your House of Representatives especially, and let them know what you feel, which is that they deserve to win this medal or receive this medal. And if you want to know about them, you can Google them. You can reach out to me, and you can check out the link that I'm going to post on our Facebook newsfeed about why I was on the news yesterday. So that was amazing. Great to wake up to that. I was
oh my God.
by the biggest news media outlet in Virginia, in Richmond, where and the panel will be included in the Virginia War Memorial Education Archives. Hi, George. Oh, the fam is tuning in.
Yes.
Hi, tribe. Hi, family. We missed you guys. Thanks for putting on your notifications so that you knew that we would be live. Awesome, Angeline. I can't wait till you are connected with us again, and we are talking about that book that can help so many people. So, and then today is my mom's birthday, and my mom passed away in 2018, and so today is kind of a bittersweet day for me. But I had an amazing experience with Miguel and the Energy Group, and we had a guest speaker on, and she talked about family constellations. Now you can Google this, but it was incredible. And we did a meditation to help us release the energy of our ancestors and like our past, the people who came before us. Like if you have issues with your parents or with things that they did when you were growing up, this is a way for you to be able to release that pain or release the, maybe you have anger issues, but it's not your own. It comes from your father or your mother who had anger issues, or your grandparents or something. It helps you to be able to cut the tie with that energy and to release it and to live your best life for you without carrying the burdens of the past in your energy. So it was really exceptional.
You know, Kia, you mentioned that, and I'm working on that right now with my ancestors and my family, and forgive them and ask for forgiveness for them, for me to release also whatever they give me. And today Miguel sent me a text saying that he was gonna send me the record of the session today and a gift for me, because he really want me to see that. So everything is connected.
It is connected. It is. And I feel like, there was a book. I wrote it down for you actually, but you will see it in the recording. And I forgot to mention that 2 weeks ago, was it last week? I think it was last week or the week before, we did a meditation for you in the group.
Really?
Yeah, we all meditated for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's Bert Hellinger, and it's called Rising in Love, the book, for anyone who wants to learn more about family constellations. Maria Joao Alva was, I believe, the name of our guest. And she was pretty incredible and taught us a lot of things. And it was really lovely. And it helped me to connect to my parents, who are both deceased, and to like really have a meditation where I connected with their energies again and just had some memories, positive memories of them from my childhood. It was really sweet. So it actually lifted the energy of, I don't know how many people who will be watching this have parents who have passed away. And when certain days come up, like their birthday, it's kind of sometimes heavy energy.
Yes.
So for me, it was heavy energy, and I'm really light, right? Like I'm really high vibrational. So I was like, woke up wondering what was holding me down today. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, it's my mom's birthday. Right. And I felt like a moment, and I was feeling very sad and like emotional. Was in my feelings.
Of course.
And so I went through the morning very heavy until that moment. So I can't say enough about Miguel's energy group. If you want to join it, send us a message and we'll connect you with Miguel.
We need to bring him back again here.
Yeah, we will. He said he'll come back.
Yes.
So we have a guest.
Yes, I know. I can't wait to talk to him.
I know. Okay, so you guys already know that I get to meet the most incredible people through London Real, right? And this is another one of my really sensational students. Now, the moment I met him, I knew he was something special. You can just tell by the way he carries himself, the way he speaks, and his energy. And then I got the pleasure of hearing what kind of podcast he wanted to create. And it was just amazing. So I am addicted to helping people create their podcasts. I am a serial show creator, but I can't create them all. I can't produce them all. So London Real helps me to fulfill that desire to create in that way. And to help him bring this podcast to life was an honor. So I'm going to have him come out and we're going to talk all about it. Okay. This is larger than life. That's what the podcast is called. And it is inspired by the late, great, brilliant Nipsey Hussle. And what my friend D-Dove does for you and what he can do for you, right, is he tunes into the energies of the songs that you like. And he can tell you what that means about you. It's really incredible, and you've got to see it in action to almost believe it. But let's bring him out and let's get to know a little bit about him, and then we'll talk more about the podcast, and you guys really have to check it out. And it's not just if you love hip hop. It's a mix of interviews and solo casts, which are him talking and sharing his philosophy, which you'll soon learn about. And it's just actually beautiful. And he sounds great on audio.
And before we bring him, I listened to one of his episodes and his podcast, and his voice is like a drill machine that goes into your heart because his voice is so awesome.
Yeah, he sounds incredible in podcast form. You just get sucked in the minute you start listening to him. And then his message, if you're spiritually minded, his message, like, you will really resonate with many of the things, if not everything that he talks about. So let's bring him in.
Let's bring him in.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, honey.
Oh my gosh, Kia and Gloria G. What an honor to be here with you guys. It's just awesome. Words cannot describe how happy and enthusiastic I am to be here with you. It's a true honor.
Oh, thanks, sweetie.
This is awesome. So D-Dope, right?
D-Dub.
D-Dub.
Yes. That means divine dove.
Divine
dove.
I love that.
So tell everybody, where's your location and what time is now?
Absolutely. So I am in Los Angeles, California, not too far from Crenshaw Boulevard. That's why Nipsey Hussle inspired me. You know, Nipsey Hussle is all about Crenshaw. And it's 6:22 Pacific Standard Time. 22. That number is so powerful. Resonate with that.
I love that 22. It comes to me.
Yes.
See, 722 here.
There it is. Yes. Powerful number. And it's not coincidence. It's not a coincidence that we started this interview with the number 22, and I like to go into that because I want all of you to tap into that resource. It's available for everyone. What a great time to be alive.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So let me just give a little bit more about myself here. Like I said, I am Divine Dove, D-Dove, and I am here to really help usher in the oneness, the connection that we have with everyone, and to help to eliminate the illusion of separation that defined our being since, well over 2,000 years. And to really challenge the systems that have been in place to enforce those lines of polarity that separate us, not just racially, not just sexually, not just politically, not even in traditionalism, but just as a humanity. And now is the time for us to enter into the realm of understanding that existed originally at the beginning of this universe when human beings descended on this planet. There is a loss of memory and amnesia that has taken its course. And it is a curriculum that we, volunteer to participate in to see if we can remember what it is to be human. We have to come to this level of understanding that is in another dimension, and it's not a portal. It's simply in your mind that will help you to come to the realization of what love is. Now, we hear about love conceptually, and we see it in our movies, and we romanticize over its good feelings, but we don't understand the true message of love. We don't understand how love is tough, how love is pain, how love is suffering. Because it is through those moments we find our greatest song. And it's through those moments we find the universe. Universe, when you break it down, prefix, uni means one, verse means song. So as I go digital underground, for those of you who love hip hop, we go all around the world the same song. That's because we're dancing in this rhythm for us to recognize that we're all a participant of this great dance that we call life, but it's really a dream. And I am so happy that Gloria G resonated with that energy and pursued it and believed it, even though it wasn't present in her immediate vision. The vision that is true of ourselves are the visions that we hold in our imagination, but we come into this realm discouraging us, pushing us away from our imagination, saying that we need not to trust it. Well, there's a soul that has been with you since the beginning of this universe called the Big Bang, which is really inside of your heart. And your soul knows exactly what it wants to do. But there are our outside forces that are external, telling you not to pursue your soul, not to pursue your dreams, telling you not to pursue the things that you want to express freely from within. So you design and follow your life along the lines of the programs that are outside of you, and you attach yourself to those things. And there you begin to learn and hopefully come to this realization of truth, that there is automatic greatness, wealth, and riches inside of you. And it's not defined by the way society sees it. It is defined by you. So understand that if you're here and you're here at this moment, it is not by accident. It is by the true infinite creator of all that you were to hear this message, and this message will resonate with you, and you will begin to understand and far and just trust it, and let that meditation that is pulling in your heart, saying, yes, this is who I am, love me, embrace it fully. It's probably why the reason, why you're depressed, why you have so much anxiety, why you have so much fear, is because there are external forces telling you not to be yourself. And depression is, and I love this was a word from Jim Carrey about depression, is deep rest. Your soul is just tired fighting against you, saying, look, I want to be free, but you're not allowing me to be free because you're afraid of what the world may think or what the world may say. If you just learn to trust yourself, you'll understand the beauty that exists from within, that you need nothing outside of you to justify or even validate who you are. You are literally the voice of God. There's nothing outside of you that can tell you otherwise, but it takes so much courage to understand that.
Wow.
Ooh, I love that.
Deep.
That was a drill. That's a drill. Another drill.
Gets right in. Gets right in. So I want to ask a question, right? You were talking about we were talking about depression just now, and you were talking about your soul. I love Jim Carrey, first of all. Okay. Those who know me, I always often joke around and say Jim Carrey is my mentor, but I'm not joking.
Like for real.
He's profound. And I love his artwork. It's just brilliant. So I love what you said there, because it's your soul needing rest, because we take on, from being very small, we take on the burden of what everyone else's perceptions of us are. And sometimes we are going through the motions of life and living our life for other people. And we're neglecting who we truly are at a soul level. So that's what concerns me for many, many people. And because when they're in this loop of just feeling so broken and so lost, it's really hard to find your way out of that. So how do you think that people can come out of a depression that's caused by just feeling unworthy and not enough based upon other people's perceptions?
Absolutely. And I say this through experience. You have to first learn how to truly value yourself, value the pain. Don't see the pain as a type of punishment or a type of sin that came upon you as a result of you doing wrong. See the pain as the source that is necessary to help you grow and to help you come to an epiphany of greatness that is inside of you right now. Just the mere fact that you're still here in the midst of the pain shows that in the snap of a finger, you can overcome it by knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're divine, that you're divinely created, that you are of the perfect manifestation of the Creator, that there is nothing wrong with you, that you need not to listen to those voices that are outside of you telling you that you have a problem. Point the finger back at them and say, no, there's something wrong with this world that I'm living in. There is something wrong with the system that surrounds me that made me come to this feeling. What is it that I am seeking that is outside of me to give me hope, love, and vindication, or matter of fact, justification of my mere existence? I'm supposed to be here. I have a right to be here. I have a right to life, liberty, and happiness. And however I choose to express it through love is designed within me to do so in perfect freedom. So where you have to find the source of what is causing that great conflict within and go to the pits of darkness, understanding that there is only light that exists on the other side of it. You will never be destroyed because you are immortal. You don't have to fight for immortality. We were grown up believing that we ought to do certain things to receive eternity or eternal life, per se, if you believe in Western Christian, tradition like I did. But that's not the case. This is something that is automatic. You know why? Because now is eternity. Now is eternal. So now you have the ability to change your mind because the universe is not separate from you. The stars, the moon, the sun, the plants, the leaves, the birds, even the people that you see, we're not separate from one another. We believe that we are because that's what we were trained to understand. We are actually connected. You cannot be disconnected from something that is always a part of us. Every single day, we're not separate from the universe. The universe is here with us, and we're not just a part of this, little piece that is isolated. No, you're included. You're a part of this creation, and understand within you there is a universe that is fulfilling, that is art, that is music, that is life, and it's being depressed within you. So free that soul. Write down something in love. Just start writing. Listen to a song and sing it over and over again. Even if you're in the darkest pit of your life, sing that song from your heart and meditate on it and see where you go mentally, because that is your reality. We've been told that what you see is truth. I won't believe it until I see it. Okay, if that's the case, what do you see mentally? That is the truth of who you are. And you have the opportunity to change and transmute what you see. If it's darkness, change it into light. Change that horrible scene that you see and make it beautiful.
You know what? I think that sometimes we get stuck looking with these eyes and forget to look with this one. Sometimes you have to close your eyes and trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust your internal voice. And sometimes that voice has been so silenced that it's hard to connect to it again. And that's why we like to meditate, because it helps you connect to that inner voice, which I'm not particularly religious. Everybody knows that by now, but I am open to other people's beliefs and respect them. Okay. So I happen to I have my own sort of beliefs that sit right with me. And I have always felt like we are all God, yes, we are all. So you are unbreakable, Tendai.
That's right.
I miss
Absolutely.
Anyway, we have this divine energy, like you were saying, that exists within us. We each and every one of us have it. And I remember, I think I was in my 20s, and I read this book by Ernest Holmes called The Science of the Mind, right? And one of the things that I noticed about you right away, and actually got you put on my team, was that you had that book. And that book was so life-changing for me, because one of the things that, whatever you believe, we know that the man Jesus existed and that he could do certain things. He had gifts, right? And so one of the amazing things about that book is that it tells you how he was able to use his gifts. But moreover, it explains to you how we all could do them if we believed enough that we could that we each and every one of us have the same ability and power within us. And if we take just a little bit of that, that's how you manifest. That's how you create. That's how you shift your reality. Meaning, let me put it this way. So you live in a neighborhood, or you live in an apartment building, or wherever you live. You live, in some sort of structure. There may be some people at some distance around you, right? For me, I live in a subdivision in the suburbs, okay? So I have neighbors in the next house, okay? And while I'm in my own house, I live in my own reality. This is my world. This is my day-to-day, what I'm doing. Now, these people are also living. I'm aware of them, but I'm not a part of their reality until I go outside of my house to go to get mail, and they're going to go get mail. And they say, hey, how are you? And I say, hey, how are you? And in that moment, our realities become one. They connect, right?
Correct.
And so that is the evidence of multiple realities existing all at one time. Okay. So we can change our reality. By that meeting, we changed our reality because they became a part of my reality and I became a part of theirs. What do you think about that, Gloria?
Well, I have to say also that a lot of people forget that we are humans and we are in the same level. It doesn't matter the awareness. We are in the same level. And if you are so mad, it doesn't make you better or less if you are mad. You're mad. And when you are with another person and they said, oh, you hurt my feelings, you hurt my emotions. Okay, I understand that. But I also have emotions too. So a lot of people think that because you hurt the emotion of the other person is like a big deal. Yes, it's a big deal. But when you hurt feelings of the other people too, you probably was hurt too, because you don't go in life just hurting people all the time. So when somebody feel hurt, it's because it was an action, is something there that both got hurt. Both are in the same level and both have to be loved and both have to forgive at the same time. Not waiting for, oh, I'm waiting for him to tell me this, or I'm waiting for her to tell me that. And that's what a lot of people miss, because they think they're in another level. And when we say another level, we said a lot about human. We are humans. We are the same. We probably have more awareness with other people, but even you have more awareness, you have to be humble. You have to be here grounded in earth to be able to understand other people that are not supposedly aware yet.
Well, yeah, you have to have compassion for that, because people don't, if you don't know better, you can't do better. Exactly. But once you learn, you hope that people will do better. Hurt people always hurt people, right? Yes. And it may not even be that you particularly hurt them. They could have wounds that they're carrying from their childhood. They could have wounds that they're carrying from past lives, according to some. So it gets pretty deep when you're considering that. And so these behaviors that cause people to hurt other people can be simply because of their pain. But the thing is once you are, if you're in a healthy sort of relationship with any person, friend, lover, whatever, and mother, father, whatever, and you say to them, you've hurt my feelings. Okay. We would hope that the response would be, well, I'm sorry for that, but this is how I'm feeling. And then there's a dialogue and you can actually sort of work through it. Because if you're in any sort of relationship where when you express your feelings and they're invalidated and you can't communicate, and by the time that you're trying to have this interaction where you express your pain, the relationship deteriorates and you leave this interaction feeling worse than better. That's something to be looked into and to be considered, as maybe the relationship is not where it should be. And that's where your internal guidance comes from. Because if you're feeling sad, or angry or any of those lower vibrational energies, they're necessary, but they are lower vibrational energies. If you're feeling that way, then there's some self-reflection that needs to take place, and also there's in any exchange with another person, there's two parties that play a role. And what I learned in college critical thinking was that there's a perceived truth by each person. So there's two different truths at place. The actual truth, the reality, is somewhere in between. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes.
So we have to take that with a grain of salt because we're all perceiving and feeling from our own perspective.
Correct.
But I'm gonna before I forget what I'm gonna say. But also you can be the greater person. Doesn't mean that it's more than the other person. It means you're more aware, forgive, love, and the universe will be in charge to adjust or to take it out or to put it back for you. So when you are the greater understanding, you just let it be. Like I did when I was kidnapped. I forgive the kidnappers. I was humble. I was kind, and I break them with kindness. So you break them with kindness, and the universe make everything for you without you moving anything.
What do you think about that, D-Dove?
I was just going to say, it's tapping into music. Justin Timberlake came out with an album called 2020 Love Sounds. Mm-hmm. And in that album, he has a song called Mirrors. Now, at the time when it first came out, I was totally unaware of what he was saying. But, since this process of evolution that has taken its course, I understand fully what that song Mirrors is all about. It's about the reflection of the world that you have in your mind. So this experiences that you have that comes into your world has been designed by you. And it takes a whole nother level of responsibility that is so profound. And it's very difficult to accept even.
Yes.
Because you're like, why would I allow myself to go through this level of punishment? But that's because we have a lack of understanding in this finite dimension. When you elevate your thinking and consciousness, which gives you access to a higher dimension of thought and understanding, you begin to understand the intentionality and purpose for every experience that you had in your life, whether it be negative or positive. That's why we go back to Biggie, to you old school rap fans. When you hear his song, It's All Good, you listen to the hook and the universe speaks to you there in divine soul expression. It says, you know very well who you are. Don't let them hold you down. Reach for the stars. You had a lot, but not that many, because you know you're the only one that I will give you plenty. Meaning the negative experience that you have in your life, once you become aware of yourself, you begin to transmute those experiences into something that is positive and empowering. And it evolves you into a new level of existence that is greater than what you were before. But in order for that to happen, you have to get rid of your pride. And pride is the status quo that tells you that I am inferior, that I am less than, that I am a weak vessel, that I have no power, that I am, let's say, ignorant. Or on the opposite end, I am superior. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am all powerful.
I'm right.
I am right. Always right. Yes.
Yes.
Or even always wrong. No. Mm-hmm. Once you shed that person away, and then you allow the true resurrection of your inner being to take its course and lead you in this life, then you begin to understand the power of who you are. That is the Christ. So we're going to come to this profound understanding of Jesus Christ, but that's erroneous in its interpretation. It's called Jesus the Christ. Kendrick Lamar in the song All Right, in the beginning says Nazareth. And I'm not going to cuss, but he says, I'm effed up, you effed up, we're effed up, but we're going to be all right. Meaning that in this negative experience in which we've grown, where we've seen nothing but horrors and nightmares all around us in the hood and the ghetto, that is Nazareth, the state of mental conditioning and being to believe that this is true. Mm-hmm. But the Creator is going to rise within us all, which is the Christ, that will allow us to see the divinity in every single moment that we've been through and find the beauty in that. And we'll begin to rise and transmute experience into something beautiful. Think about it. When you're remodeling a home, oh, it's horrible.
Yes.
You're breaking down the walls. You don't even know what it looks like. But when the project is done, it's a total new creation that is beautiful than it was before. So even though this process of evolution has been long, according to the universe, it's only but a speck. So we had to be patient, and we've been here multiple times. This is going into the crazy side of me. I'm going to sound ridiculous, but hear me out.
Just try us.
I know.
We got a lot of guests on this show.
Because a lot of people don't understand Kanye West. I understand him fully. When he says slavery is a choice, when he said that on TMZ, this is what he meant. It's a mental state. Slavery is not the physical state in which you see in this dimension. Okay? It's a mental state of existence, meaning you choose to not evolve. You choose to accept truth as if it is definitive, not understanding if you live in an infinite world alongside an infinite creator, then you begin to understand that truth is never definitive. It only evolves. But you got to be careful as to what you put your truth into, because that's the energy and the vibration and frequency that you will manifest in your life. So, for example, if you're Christian and you hold on to that tradition and the light, which is the sun, in consciousness shines upon you, because the sun is not just light, it is consciousness. It is a brain. You want to know how this is true? How does it tell the butterflies to fly from Mexico City into Pismo Beach in California and travel thousands of miles at a particular time every single year to mate? What does that? Oh, the sun, a brain, a massive intelligence that we have no knowledge of. Scientists can't even begin to explain it. They just say, oh, the magnolias just know to fly to these different parts of the world. Yeah, they only live for a short period of time, but how do they know to do this? There's an intelligence that goes way beyond our mental capacity.
Yes.
Kill your pride. Don't believe that you're smart. The smartest individual knows he knows nothing at all. Erykah Badu, and on and on. I could keep going and going because I understand them all. So choose not to stay within the realm of mental slavery. And what is mental slavery? Staying within a box and saying these things are impossible, saying that we will never come together as one. Saying, I don't see the blood coming together and hugging each other and putting the guns down. I don't see the Ku Klux Klan hanging out with the Bloods and Crips and the cops, walking together, building a new society. I don't see that. Really? Why not? I do. I see it. Matter of fact, I don't see it. I know it's going to happen. I know that it's going to happen. I see all of us coming together, understanding the divinity of each other, appreciating each other's journey in this life, and growing to the point of understanding, knowing that we have to look out for one another, support one another, that wealth is not meant to be kept for a select few, but wealth is supposed to be given to everyone, just as the universe makes sure that the birds have seeds to feed naturally without them having to go to work to do so. They just trust the universe to provide for them. So shall man live. But somehow we forgot that this is the case. We're going to return back to that. Even though it sounds impossible, guess what? There's no such thing. Because in infinity, there is no such thing as limitations. We put ourselves in our own box of limitations. So allow the mind to be free. Lauryn Hill, Peace of Mind. When you listen to that song by Lauryn Hill, Peace of Mind, it's so profound. And she did this on a performance in MTV Unplugged. It was a freestyle. And she got emotional at the end, saying, free my mind. And then begging you, please, free your mind. Saying that, this ego of yours, okay, will go against you. It's this enemy telling you it's impossible. But your soul, the Christ within, will say, no, I'm telling you, it is possible. And you have to allow the Christ from within to overcome the naysayers that say that it is impossible and stand, even though you may seem crazy. Guess what? You're really not. And stand against the world and say it is possible. Free your mind to believe in all possibilities. Like you said, Kia, we walk into multiple realities. Everybody live in their own worlds. But your light can shine so bright that you begin to shine darkness into their world and transmute that negative experience into one that is so positive, uplifting, vibrant, and on another level of frequency that they will be inspired by you. That is the breath of life. That is what it means to be God, that you live your life in such a way that you inspire someone else to do good in this world. Inspiration is in spirit. In spirit is the wind. That's why we call it the Holy Ghost. That's why in the day of Pentecost, a mighty wind came over those 3,000 worshipers that were there who experienced the Spirit. Let the wind and the breath of life shine through you, not just a select few, within all of you who dare to go against the world and say, we have a right to be here, to be ourselves, to be free. And look at everyone around you as God, no matter their status, no matter where they're living. I look at the homeless and I cheer them because they know something about survival that I can learn from them. I honor them. They have so much strength in them. And it's our responsibility to uplift them and treat them as king and queens, because that's who we all are. So I let go of all negativity. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in apocalypse. I don't believe in Satan. I only believe in heaven. And I only believe in us growing to the point of not just seeing ourselves as races or political ideologies or religious practices and traditions. And all these labels, but as divine beings.
Humans.
All of us is divine. Yes, it's humans. Do you know what it means to be human? Let's break it down. Hue is the spectrum of light in which you can see. Man is God in the flesh. So you are a spectrum of light that is a manifestation of God in the flesh, period. And we come in different hues. Some are lighter, some are darker than others. But it's the various expression of the master creator that has placed us on this planet for such a time as this, shining its ultraviolet rays upon us. That's a multidimensional meaning of that. Upon that, ultraviolet just means purple. And what does purple mean? The combining of blue and red. And what is blue and red? Those are imaginations of enmity, of forces of, say, good and evil, or opposing forces. But when they combine, they come together as one. And I see it on the streets. I see it in this country. We can make this a conspiracy. Conspiracy means just confirmation of spirit. And we see it right here in this country. Kamala Harris, who signifies the representation of the multidimensionality of us transferring into feminine energy, wore a purple dress during the inauguration of her of the presidency. Kobe Bryant played for the Lakers. He died on January 26th of 2020, but he played for Purple and Gold. Do you see where I'm going? Prince made a movie called Purple Rain, and it was called Prince and the Revolution, the name of that band. And what did he do in the latter stages of his career? He got rid of the middleman, those people that placed people in slavery, by taking his wealth and owning his catalogs and all his music. And he made an attempt to keep it for himself, and they killed him. There's something going on here. Nipsey Hussle died at the age of 33. That's a powerful number, which means master builder. But he too did the same thing. But he unified all these opposing forces and came together as one and gave them the spirit of entrepreneurship, unifying blue and red to come together as purple. Purple is the ray and color of the highest chakra, right? Those of you who know the chakras on the crown of the head, it means a higher consciousness of thought and understanding. And we're going back to oneness. Oneness. So separation is the lie. Unity is the truth. Fight for unity. Fight for humanity. Let go of your pride. Don't think that you're better or less than anyone. We are all equal, and we all have the right to live happily. And that's what the Creator wants to do for us. He wants to make sure that all our dreams come true in this season. We're preparing for the universal summer, and you will hear it in the music, and you will hear it in my podcast if you don't believe me. These artists, these celebrities, people like Kia and Gloria G, everyone that inspires us to do great things and believe a greater version of ourselves are helpers in this world to bring us to a new level, to make sure that we transition into the new dimension of thought, this new universe in which heaven will be manifested for all. And we will work collaboratively as one nation under a roof, getting down just for the funk of it. One nation and we're on the move. Nothing can stop us now. That's what we're talking about in the 70s. You know,
Mhm.
Erica Badu, peace got the revolution. You know, there's a revolution. Hip hop artists in the past, you know, the old school rappers said the revolution will not be televised. You know why? Because it's a battle here in your mind and in your soul. It won't be shown in TV. It's going to be internal, so you won't see it. It's inside of you. But if you're focusing on the television, you're going to miss it because you're putting your trust in the wrong area. Go within. Pharrell Williams in this song, Lost Queen, he has a second version in that same song, which is not a part of the main track, but you have to be patient to hear it. And you hear water, and that's deep. Oh my God, that's deep spiritual science. But I can keep that's a whole other podcast. But he says, he says, you got to go inward to experience the outer space that has been built for you. You got to go inward. I mean, they're trying to show you. And he said, just picture the love. It's, you know, it's making you buzz, meaning the vibration, right? From this frequency of love. So just picture the love. You got to go inward. Ignore the things that you see outside of you. Make sure your mind only focuses on good things and you'll experience that reality. And it is your responsibility as a being of light to have people come out of the darkness of their hopelessness and despair and inspire them to walk in the light, the beautiful light. You know, this little light of mine, I'm going to make it shine. That's the whole purpose. So people won't experience the Armageddon they believe to be true. Evil is a manifestation of your imagination. I know it's very difficult for some to believe, but if you're in this podcast, you know it to be true. The Ghetto Boys, Bushwhack Bill, talked about a scenario. You know, my mind is playing tricks on me.
Mhm.
Deep song, old
I
school
love
song.
that song. One
Yes,
of my favorites.
Which one is?
yes. My mind are playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
So he described a scenario where he was beating somebody down. He said the more he swung, the more blood flew. You know, then the man he was punching on, then he disappeared, and my boys disappeared too. And I'm like, oh man, homie, my mind is playing tricks on me. He believed that he was punching an enemy, but it was all a creation of his mind.
He was punching the concrete.
He was
It was
punching
his
the
blood.
concrete. Yes,
That
it
was
was his
why.
own blood.
Yeah.
That
Deep.
speaks of is very deep. It speaks about the oneness, the connection that we have with one another. So if we believe in evil, if we believe in hell as a collective, guess what? We actually manifest that. But if we walk away from that belief and allow ourselves to evolve as new creations, behold, everything has passed away. Everything that is old, you know, has passed away and everything has become new. If we allow our minds to elevate to a new level of embracing the so-called impossible and viewing it as a possibility, no man, woman, or child have to die in the manifestation of our beliefs. So I refuse to believe in Armageddon because it's not real in my world and it won't be real in yours.
So I have a question for you. You know, there's a lot
Yes.
of people that they're so difficult for them to let go.
Yeah.
And they became in slavery of themselves because they cannot let go. How people
Right.
can start letting go and start being free?
You have to, like what Jay-Z said in his 444 album, you got to kill Jay-Z. You got to kill yourself. Now, when I say kill yourself, I'm not saying get a knife and cut yourself physically. No,
Right, right.
deprogram yourself from this world that have taught you erroneous things. All you have to do is look around you and see that there is something profoundly wrong with our state of existence. Just look around you and then look from within to find the solution. Trust yourself. You have to literally deprogram yourself, you know, and that's just the truth. You know, freedom is the ability to recognize that you are enslaved.
Yes.
Now, intelligence can only be applied if you accept it. Very deep. So, ignorance is the willingness to defy intelligence. So, you can see the truth and ignorantly stay where you are. And unfortunately, a lot of people will do that. That's what ignorance means.
Fear
there's
and all of those,
exactly.
all fear of the unknown,
Yes.
keeping themselves stuck. And
Yes.
and it's like you said, it's what you believe, anything is possible. And people will say, well, how this isn't possible and that's not possible. Well, the first thing is you got to change the way you think in order to
Yes.
be able to even go down that path to begin with. If you can't see it, you can't be it. If you can't visualize it, that's what I would mean. If you can't see it here, you can't even begin to walk down that path to create that reality for yourself. And that's why you see people stay stuck. They don't they don't get out of the hood, or they can't rise out of poverty, or it's not because they don't want to. It's because of programming and the inability or not knowing how to deprogram themselves and to get out of that mindset. This is why we do the show. So in case someone sees it and they can be impacted by it, so that maybe they can better their life, because she's done it and I've done it and you've done it. And sure, maybe I don't live in, a giant mansion, but I definitely have evolved my life and continue to evolve my life. And I can tell you one thing for certain: I wake up happy.
Yes.
Every single day I wake up to the gift of life. When I open my eyes, I'm excited. Yes. Sometimes I'm sad when I have to go to sleep. Yes, I enjoy life so much, but it took me a long time and a lot of misery, and it's not easy doing that work, that self-work.
It's not.
It's like when you said you're about remodeling the house, you don't know what you're going to find when you start breaking those walls down and you start really going within and start making those decisions that you're really willing to do the work and do whatever it takes, and whatever you don't know, you're willing to learn. It was okay. I'm not binging this show. I'm going to learn how to do this so that I can move myself out of that way of life, so I can support my kids, because I was a stay-home mom and I didn't have a job and I didn't know how I was going to take care of my kids once my husband and I split up. Right. So it's making those choices of right there in that moment. If I didn't envision the life that I want, and I continue to update that vision as I learn and I grow and I evolve, of what that, hell, you could see me in a couple of years in a big mansion if that's what I choose. Right? Because anything's possible.
I see that too.
Yeah, I see it for you.
If I choose that, I kind of like my little house, but if I choose that, I know that it's an option for me. What the most important thing is, though, is to find the heaven that you're talking about can exist on earth for you. Absolutely. In your reality. You can create that reality, is my point. And the message behind what I've been saying today is that you can shift your reality. And Gloria is living in a whole new reality. And we learned at the top of the hour that it's not always easy. It's sometimes you get homesick and you have to adjust. You got to get your sea legs, right? Mm-hmm. You gotta get your balance back, because you're destabilized. You're all over the place because you're now in a new reality. It's not always seamless. It's not always smooth.
Can I interject with that? That's powerful. Because the reason why we want to remain ignorant is because it's comfortable to be ignorant. Well, it says there in Ecclesiastes, in the Bible, for those of you who are of Western tradition, ignorance is bliss. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because it's comfortable. Now, I watched a stand-up. It is easier. There's no challenge in that. But you want to know if you're growing, if you're evolving, you're uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You're uncomfortable. When a butterfly is in a cocoon, it's one of the most painful and uncomfortable circumstances for that butterfly, because there's so many changes that are taking its place. And when it fights out of that cocoon, it is a very long and tedious fight. If you sit there and watch it, you literally will sit there for at least an hour or two watching this, caterpillar, who is now emerging as a butterfly, fight out of its own shell. That's what we have to do. That's exactly what happened to me. And it's still going on with me. So I know I'm doing well for all of us. Mm-hmm. So it is our responsibility to make sure that we are uncomfortable. Because if you're comfortable in your ignorance, then you're not evolving and you're living a lie. Brian Midnight, let's get ready to have that one last cry. Okay, have that one last cry before you begin to break yourself down. Stop living a lie. When you listen to that song, you think he's talking about him losing his wife or his girlfriend. No, he's talking about breaking down himself. One last cry before I leave it all behind. That old me that was comfortable living in this illusion that I now find to be deceitful because I have seen and heard the truth within my soul. And now I know that Christ has risen within me, and I have to pursue that. And it's painful. It's uncomfortable because my world is changing.
Yes.
And I'm sure you can relate to that, Gloria.
Oh my God. I have like a twins right now. I'm waiting for twins right now, and I'm in pain.
Right. She's giving birth to life over there.
Right. When I was in the London Real Broadcast Yourself program, I think around the 4th week, I felt that pain. And I posted a song that I go to from Damian Marley called Autumn. And it's a powerful song, how it talks about the season of life. And he's telling you, don't give up. Don't give up on me. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the belief that you have in your heart in creation. Just understand that there are seasons. You're going to have these pendulums of highs and lows, but stay centered. Listen to that song by Damian Marley called Autumn Leaves. Powerful, powerful song. And the soul will resonate within you. But all of our lives, every one of you are living a song. Your life is a song. Matter of fact, your life is a movie. And the infinite creator, that mind, the sun that shines upon you, wants to be entertained. So that's your soul, the Christ within you. It's going to make you do what the world will call crazy, call crazy things. But that's you. Your soul, that immortal being that has been here since the beginning of time, don't care about this illusion. It knows the truth, and it's just up to us to trust it. But it's difficult because it's going to take you places that you would never imagine. But if you trust it, oh my God, how beautiful the experience.
We have 1 hour now.
Yes.
Oh, see, the time always just flies by when you're having so much fun.
Absolutely.
D-Dove, before we put you back in the green room today, I have one more thing that I want to talk about with you. Okay. So the other day, I was talking about I was on the news, and I think it was the same day I had a message from you sharing with me something amazing that happened to you, and with a picture of you painted on a building in Los Angeles. So not only can you listen to him on his podcast, you can actually see him memorialized, muralized, I guess that's the word, in art on the side of a building in Los Angeles. Let's talk about that really quick.
Yes, because I want one here in Costa Rica for me.
That I am beyond speechless, but it affirmed and confirmed my faith in the God force of this universe. So my friend, Christian McComber, I'm going to say his full name because he is the catalyst for this event. And I thank God for him approaching me with this opportunity that he was offered through Robert Ory and the Los Angeles Lakers to become to develop a fan anthem for the Lakers family. So, we went to a park and said, hey, all you got to do is create a post stating the reason why you're a Laker Laker fan. And if they like it, they'll select it as an anthem. So I went ahead and, set my post, and I said, 22, in Los Angeles, you could be a movie star. You could be anything you want. Los Angeles, city of dreamers. And the reason why I do that's because it's a code. 22 is a powerful number. I wish I had more time. I'll tell you the conspiracy behind 22. But anyway,
we have time. We have time.
Okay, this is going to be so powerful. So on my dream board, I have something that I will disclose. I won't disclose it. I kind of keep it to my heart. But this is part 3 of my dream board. So the universe is created by dreams, inspiration and dreams. So I created this anthem. The Lakers loved it, and they posted it on their Lakers Instagram page. And I'm like, oh my God, like really? Then I get a DM from the same organization, the Lakers, saying Pepsi loved it so much that they're going to paint a mural of you and your message all over Los Angeles. And I'm sleeping. I'm like, you're kidding. And then there was a mural of me in Palmdale. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So that manifestation is beyond powerful. And I just want to give praise and glory to the infinite creator of this universe. And for those of you who can relate, I would put my hands down and throw the diamond that people say is satanic, but it's not. It's coming back in alignment to the ultimate creator. And I'm going to say his name because this is of my ancestry. And I live on the West Coast. And I will say Amen Ra. That is who the creator of this universe is. According to Bob Marley, Damian Marley, and even Erykah Badu, the sun is called Jah. That is the intelligent being that is having us move through these waves and frequency. But I am thankful because I never thought that would have happened. And I'm just humbled by it. I mean, I don't deserve it, but I am grateful and humbled by the experience. So that was just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. So I want to encourage people to pursue your dreams, especially if it's one that is of pure unconditional love. When it's not really just for yourself. Escape materialism. Understand that your wealth and riches and abundance is already here. Like Kia said, when you wake up in the morning and you see the sunrise and you hear the birds sing and you can hug your loved one or you can breathe, you understand that the abundance is all around you. It's this external world that have you believe that you have to chase money and material things to justify who you are in riches, when you're already rich because there's a creator who loves you. You just need to remember that and love yourself, no matter what, unconditionally. That's what agape love is. If you learn how to love yourself unconditionally, guess what? You'll do the same for others. But it has to come from within. You know, something from the inside, working on the outside. Oh, what a change in my life. The song I used to sing in church. But I know what that means now. Because it only starts from within. Your universe is your mind. The thing that motivates the universe to create is your heart. That's where the light is. And so when you have that heart energy go into your mind that creates the stars, the moon, and the galaxies that you see from the projection of your mirror, trust me, you'll begin to understand that the universe does evolve around you. And you bear responsibility for what you experience in your life.
That's true. And
awesome.
if you're not experiencing what you want, it could be because you're not feeling like enough. And once you work through those, there's all these, this is why we call it a healing journey, right? Because you go through all this self-work and you go through realizing that you're enough and you release and forgive your parents or the people that hurt you.
Yes.
And you release yourself from carrying those burdens of the false narratives that were put in you when you were young, and the things that happened from bullying to like certain abuses to all these things, right? I mean, everybody who's been following along Hot Topics knows my story. It was not an easy upbringing for me, but going through this process and going through these years of working through healing, it took a long time to get to the point for me personally to feel like I was enough. And what I learned in that process was I was born enough. When I came out of my mother, I was enough and I was deserving of every beautiful thing this life had to offer, as is every single one, no matter what your faith is, what your religious background is, whatever you believe. We will say Christ consciousness. It could be something else for you and your belief system, but it's all the same thing because it's a love. It all comes back to being love. And self-love is the first love, this unconditional love of self. And that's the first ingredient for what you need in order to manifest the life of your dreams. And it doesn't matter where you are. If you're in the projects, like where my family started out in Philadelphia, or you are anywhere, you know, where you're living in a life that you are thinking like, this is not the life for me. I don't want to live in this life, but I don't see a way out. There is a way out, but first you have to envision it. And in this present moment, in the now, there are things to be grateful for. No matter where you are, you can wake up happy. You can wake up happy every day. It's a shift in perspective and to see what you can be grateful for. And the more you're grateful for what you have, you'll attract even better.
Yes. Kia, you nailed it in the head. Oh my God, so perfectly. You attract what you believe. And just understand that your creation is not flawed. It's your belief in the flaw that makes it true. Transmute that belief and say, I am perfectly created.
Yeah.
I am the embodiment of perfection.
Oh, yes.
I am the risen word. Within me, there is culture, there is life, there is art, there is beauty, there is harmony, there is peace, there is restoration, rejuvenation, there is massive abundance. I am never without because
you know what I
know who I am within.
You know what I said to myself? Oh God, when I see in the mirror, oh God, you take your time to do myself.
That's right.
Just a work of art.
Oh, you made me so inspired that day. I'm gonna create this Gloria magnificent.
That is the truth. That is the truth. So I mean, a lot of you may not be there right now, but one day it will hit you, and it's something that you have to work on every day. Every day when you wake up, because there will be opposing forces trying to bring you back down, but you will rise. It's a guarantee. You will never fail. You will always succeed. Do not believe in failure. Believe only in progress. That's the thing. We put a negative connotation on the things that we try to do, and when it doesn't work out, we say, oh, I failed. And when you say you failed, you quit. Let's not say you have failed. Say this is progress.
This is progress. Yes.
This is progress. This means that I am learning. I am moving forward. I mean, this is just a beautiful experience. It's an amazing experience that you are undertaking. So we need not to have an adverse relationship to mistakes. We need not to have an adverse relationship to our negative experience or even our failures. Embrace them and begin to grow from it and recognize the greatness that is within you since you've been planted on this earth. You're already great. Already. You don't have to wait for it. Just claim it and let it be. And do not pay attention to the things that you see. Pay attention to your imagination, because anything that was created first existed from not being seen. It existed from the stuff that was in the universe that made it happen before it manifested in the world in which you were able to see it visually. Like you said, Kia, we have multiple realities. If you go to physical science or physics from these Harvard and Yale professors, they're talking about quantum physics, and you're talking about multiple dimensions and realities. All they're saying is that this is you in this world experiencing these multiple dimensions and realities. And by predeterminism and focus, you can participate in your fate. You can control what is it that you would like to see, the things that you would like to participate. That's the meaning of the two-slit experiment. You know, when the scientists did not look at the photons that was going through the double split, it landed in multiple locations. But when they visualized and focused on the photons, they landed in specific locations. That is a representation of your light as a being of life. I mean, as a human being of light. By predeterminism and focus, you can determine where you want to go, because you're a photon of light that moves throughout the universe, that have these experiences that you can actually control if you believe it. Claim back the power and let us work together as one to create heaven on earth.
I love that.
Love that. That was food for the soul.
It was. I loved it. Oh my gosh, D-Dub, it has been so incredible to have you as a guest. You know we're going to invite you back because we had so much fun that we're going to want you to come back and hang out with us again really, really soon. Again, D-Dub's podcast, you want to talk about that for a second? Let everybody know where to find you, all of that.
Yes, I am on Spotify, Anchor. It wasn't by coincidence that I have the only title that said this is bigger than life, even though it sounds common, it's not. And don't be confused. You might see Swaggy Paulino. That is me. But I do go by the alias Adida, but if you see Swaggy P_Lino, that is me. And the name of the podcast is This Is Bigger Than Life. And I do explore the multidimensional meaning of hip hop because it's very profound. The messages that are in hip hop. And once I go deep into that world, you begin to see how these enlightened beings like Nas, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Lauryn Hill, all these hip hop stars, Nipsey Hussle, Tupac, are actually reincarnated. I know it sounds crazy. Reincarnates from a previous ancient time of mastery who are coming down to assist us in this transition. And there are divine messages that prove that. Matter of fact, they're still here, like Jill Scott, Erykah Badu. There's a reason as to why they're called neo-soul. There's a reason as to why that music came from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Conspiracy just means confirmation of spirit. So this whole universe does have various conspiracies, but you got to be careful what you align your truth into because it will manifest. So you believe that this world is an evil place? Guess what? It will be an evil place for you. That's why Michael Jackson's song Thriller is about a man who is consumed by paranoia and cannot escape his mind or his or her mind. So that is what he or that individual is experiencing when you listen to that song Thriller. They're out to get you. That's what you believe. So you have to change your belief. So when you align yourself with love, unconditional love, believing that everybody is created equal, everybody has the right to live happily and to be their full versions of themselves, you will hear the messages in the music because these are beings who are assisting us through this process of entering into a new dimension. It's powerful. So yeah, that's what my podcast is going about, but it's primarily on hip hop. But you could give me requests and say, hey, I want to know about this song from the 70s, Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's deep. I could tell you about reasons. I could tell you about, you're a superstar, all that stuff. They're telling you the messages, and it's quite clear. Interventions by Stevie Wonder. We can go anywhere.
Any genre of music too, or only hip hop and old soul?
Right. I am on my podcast. You'll notice it's primarily hip hop, but yeah, it could be any genre. Matter of fact, it could even be as late as Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald. I have a reason to live.
I speak in my language.
Yes.
Okay. I'm excited now. I'm in.
Yeah, it's all there. Fat Dominoes, I Found My Freedom on Blueberry Hill. The messages are universal. They're all saying the same thing. It's an expression of our creator. So art is us, and that's what the creator wants us to express. Express yourself. It's all there. Go on, do it. Just trust yourself. Be yourself. Be free. You'll be surprised what's inside of you. Once you allow that piece of you to just be unleashed, it's beautiful. So just trust it. Yes. So yeah. Wow. This is bigger than life.
So we need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yes,
I know. I'm sorry.
No, we couldn't get enough of you. It's our fault. Okay, so thank you, D-Dub. We are going to put you in the green room. If you can stick around, we will chat for a few minutes and say a proper goodbye. And if not, then we understand. And George says, and my rescuing music from the early 20th century. Not just tangos. Oh, yes. Nice. I love that. I love that you do that, George. It's special.
Beautiful.
I love history, so I can't get enough of everything that he posts on Instagram.
All right, Dito, right? Dito. Thank you so much for being Hot Topics tonight, and I hope to see you soon back again.
Thank you guys so much. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
So if you can wait for us. We wrap it up, and we can have a little chat.
Definitely.
All right. Bye-bye. So this was amazing, different.
Yes, it was so much fun. My students are so special, but you know that. And I have so many more incredible guests lined up in the upcoming weeks. There's going to be so much just love in this place and lots of positive energy and lots of really cool stuff that we're going to talk about. So join us for that each week on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific time for me on the West Coast. And you can follow us on Instagram as well. If you want to see my photo shoots and all my success tips and how to, manifestation 101 and all of that cool stuff. Lots of interesting things on my personal Instagram. That's at Kiativity. And if you are interested in Gloria's amazing adventures in the jungle,
Jungalicious.
her junglicious lifestyle and her great insights that she shares in her stories, then you've got to follow Gloria Gold 1111, right? And yeah, you're going to post it. Okay, she's going to post it here. And so you can take note of that. And also, you know what? We are getting our YouTube together. So in case you happened upon us on Thanks, George.
Thank you, George.
We appreciate you. In case you happened upon us on Facebook, but you really prefer to watch videos on YouTube, we are also there now. We are curating a little. Yeah, tell your mom I said hi too. Tell her I started lifting because of her. I'm back into weight training again because of your mom. I'm like, damn, she is clowning. I'm getting back into it. So she's my inspiration. But anyways, we're back on YouTube is my point. Okay. And we are getting all of our YouTube channels sort of sorted out. And so you can find it now. We're still working out the kinks, but if you search Gloria and then Hot Topics Live or Kia, that's KIA, Hot Topics Live, you can find us on YouTube and you can watch it there. Now, if you are watching there right now, because I think this episode is streaming there, if you're watching this episode there now, or if you're going to watch us on YouTube in the future, we are going to ask you a really big favor. Please subscribe. We're trying to grow our YouTube family. We will come live on YouTube sometimes too in the very near future. My little guy's in here with me right now. And he's playing the piano, so don't do that. And just give me a minute. I'm almost done. And he just turned 6, you guys. He's getting so big. But anyway, we're on YouTube. Check us out there. Set your notifications. Hit the little bell, right? So you know when we come live. And make sure you subscribe. So subscribe, smash that subscribe button. Smash the like button on the videos. Go crazy on that. Help us out. Help us grow. We will appreciate you. We will love you. We already love you. We'll love you even more. And thank you for that in advance. If you're on Facebook, make sure you follow us and set your notifications so that you know when we come live if you prefer watching us here on Facebook. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Hot Topics, the podcast. We are putting more content up. We're going live on Tuesday with the verbal abuse book. You may not know you're in a verbally abusive relationship. This could be how you find out. And not only that, find out how to deal with it, because we're deep diving into that, right, Gloria?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh my God.
So I'm Kia Baker, if you don't know by now already. And I am the host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Women Warrior Stories, and success coach at London Rail Academy. And I am joined, as always, by this beautiful jungle queen next to me.
Gloria Goldberg. Who else? Who else? Yes, like Kia said, I'm Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory. We'll talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD in a holistic way, a natural way to always make you feel better. And also the founder and the host of the bilingual show, The Gloria, where I talk about the same depression, anxiety, and PTSD. One Friday in Spanish, one Friday in English, and now only a Wednesday in Spanish. And I bring a lot of guests talking about depression, anxiety, and Wednesdays is more professional, and Fridays is a mix of everything that, everybody for me is important. And this Friday, tomorrow, we're gonna have a baby Lee, that she's a massage therapy, and we're gonna talk about depression and anxiety and how the touch will help people to feel better with depression or anxiety.
That's wonderful. I know that's going to be a great show. She's always such a fun guest. I miss her. We got to have her back on Hot Topics Live.
Yes. Okay, my love, we need to wrap it up.
Bye,
Un besito. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao. Pura vida. Ciao, ciao.